Hi, this is part 3 in the First Animation project. I'd like to remind you that it's very important to stay on frame 0 when you're drawing these assets. We're going to add some clouds now. Looking over here in the Layers palette on the bottom right, click on New Layer and choose Vector. We're going to name this Clouds. Let's reset the styles and the tools. So over here in the Style palette, click Reset. And here above the tools, do a right mouse button click and choose Reset All Tools. Now we're going to practice first. It would probably be good if you zoom in, so you can click on the zoom tool and zoom in so that you can see kind of this part right here. All right. Underneath Tools, click on the Add Point icon. And what you're going to have to do is a type of connect the dots. All right. If I click and hold my left mouse button down and drag, I get a line. Now I'm letting go with my mouse button. I've got the first point and I've got the second point. Now we're going to attach more lines to this. So pass your mouse on top of that second point until you see the little glow. Then you can push your mouse button down and pull. Okay? Again, do that same thing. Point over top of this until you see the glow, then hold your left mouse button down and pull. Okay, and then let go. So if you continue, mouse button down, pull, mouse button down, pull, and if I go over to here, if I want to connect the two ends so it will fill, I wait till I see the glow, mouse button down, and then when I'm just about on top of the first point, let go. Now hit the Enter key on your keyboard and you see it filled it in. Now it's active and it's showing the checkerboard. Choose the Transform Points tool. Click over here in a blank area just once. It will deactivate it and you can see that you created a shape that filled. And if I click in the middle here, then I can hold my mouse button down and drag it around. I'll show you what to do if you messed up, and then we're going to make some clouds. So if it turned out that you were practicing doing this and you weren't able to connect all of the dots and you wanted to start over to practice again, you can go here under Tools, choose the Select Points icon right here, and then you can hold your left mouse button down and drag across the area where you were trying to make points and lines. That will highlight everything in that area. Then you can push Delete key on your keyboard and then you can start over. So I'm going to make the first cloud. You should follow along with me, and then we're going to duplicate it so that we have a few. I'm going to start over here because we are going to have these clouds be narrow and long and they're going to move along in the animation. So clicking here on the Add Point tool, I'm going to start over here and I'll click, drag, and I'll start getting a little bit of a curve into this so that I have some sort of a shape. And I will adjust the cloud after I make this shape. All right, but I just need to get something going. I just have to have some kind of a shape to work with. So you can see what I'm doing. Finally, when I get to the end, right, I'll drop that on top of this. I'll let go of my mouse button and then push the Enter key on my keyboard. And you can see that filled that in. Now I need to get rid of the outline and I need to make the cloud semi-transparent and kind of fuzzy. So over here underneath the word fill, I'll choose the select shape icon. Click once here to make sure it's selected. I see the checkerboard so I know it is selected. In the style menu right here, I'm going to uncheck stroke. I don't want the black outline, so click here. Got rid of the black outline. Next to Effect, to the right of that, click on the drop down. Choose Soft Edge. All right, I want a very soft edge on the cloud. I think I'll try for 10, so I'm highlighting all of this and deleting what's there, and I'm going to put the number 10, and I'll click OK. The next thing I need to do is make it semi-transparent. I'll click on this swatch. This opens up the color picker dialog. Right here is what controls transparency. It's also called alpha. Okay, you'll see this number change as I pull this little bar right here down, if I can grab it. If you can't grab it, you can always change this number, but you can see that if I move this up and down, the number's changing here, and also look at my cloud. Okay, so I'll go about halfway and then push OK. Now I will click on Control R on my keyboard to have a look at this. All right, so you can see that I have a fairly fuzzy looking semi-transparent cloud. And actually I think I want it to be a little fuzzier. So let me close this test. I'm going to go back here to Effect, and you see this little box with the 3 dots? I'll click on this. That puts me back into the controls for the soft edge, and I can change it. So I think I'll step it up even higher to 15 and click OK and test again, Control R. All right, so it's even a little blurrier, a little fuzzier on the edges, and I'll hide that for now. Now I'll make some copies of this cloud. When this is highlighted here, when this cloud layer is highlighted here, I go up here and there is a little icon for duplicate layer. Looks like a couple of sheets of paper. So click that. It creates clouds 2. And I'm going to click it once more to create clouds 3. The reason why I want more than one is this was just a matter of convenience. I'm going to have several clouds here in the background, and I want some more in the foreground, some in the background, some skinnier, and it was easier than having to go through that process again to make a cloud. All right, so highlighting clouds 2, going over here to transform points, and I can click and move it. And then within this bounding box, you see that you've got the little circles here on the bounding box. You see the red line is the bounding box. Here's the circle on the corner, halfway, a circle on a corner. And remember, when you pass your mouse around, you either get the curved line or the diagonal line. All right, well, if I want to make this skinnier, then I would point here to this circle until I see my diagonal line next to the mouse pointer, click, and then say I want to push it down and make this be a skinny strip of clouds. I'm going to go to clouds 3, and perhaps I'll move this one down even further. I might even put that behind the hills and make that a little bit skinnier. You can also use flip horizontally. You can flip vertically. These probably need to be longer because they're going to be animating across. So I'm going to stretch this out. I think I'll go back to clouds 2, stretch this one out, and the first one. All right, you see where I pointed my mouse in order to do that? And then this one here, that was clouds 3, I'm going to put behind the bushes, I think, which actually I should have named that mountains. So holding my left mouse button down, I'm going to pull, and remember you can see the line in between the layers. So behind the bushes, and if I let go of my mouse button now, that moved clouds in the layer stack. Okay, now I'm going to hit Control R on my keyboard and have a look, and that looks pretty good, especially once these are moving across the sky. I'll pause now and continue in the next video.